7 secrets you should never tell a man. Many people believe that true intimacy and connection in a relationship entails sharing everything with your partner. I was one of them. Communication is the key to building a successful relationship, yet poor communication could destroy all that has been built. Some people even believe that not disclosing everything to their partner is a sort of dishonesty, and they feel something is lacking if they don't know everything about them. However, such radical self-disclosure is not always the best thing to do in a relationship, particularly a newly formed one. In this video, I will explain why you should not discuss everything with your partner and share 7 things I believe you should never reveal to him. You have to first realize that going about in relationships like open books is not a smart idea. You must let go of the notion that you must tell him everything about yourself on a date. You must also understand that keeping things to yourself is not the same as being dishonest. You might be a really honest person and choose to keep things to yourself because you know it will hurt you to expose them. People may eventually appreciate you the way you are, but initially, they will prefer the illusion of you that does not reveal the true you. Why can't you tell him everything about yourself? I can think of 2 reasons for this. First, men are just human beings, and it's human nature to pass judgment on others. They will judge you based on the things you say, how you behave, and what you believe in, even if it is subconscious. Second, whatever you say may be used against you if their feelings change, because how someone feels about you will certainly change with time. What can happen, and believe me, it does happen, is that the things you said when you felt secure and vulnerable enough to express them will become arguments and proof that you are the bad person. For example, you may have shared the story of an ex who abandoned you and broke your heart after he cheated on you with a much younger friend. That scenario may easily devolve into C, your ex left you for another woman because he couldn't stand living with you. Well, now I think you have a better understanding of why you cannot share every secret with the man in your life. So here are 7 secrets you should never tell your man. 1. Never bring up prior relationship pain. Surprisingly, many people, particularly women, use one another as therapists or best friends. That's completely normal and human. You automatically think of them when you want to discuss your feelings and open up about previous traumas, since they are the closest person to you. Again, the issue is that you are exposing extremely sensitive things that are truly your weak areas. And when you become so open about your flaws, you give the other person power, even if they don't know it right away. You exposing your wounds and showing to the individual just where to press, if and when they wish to hurt you one day. And given the very poor success rate of modern relationships, I am able to say that, statistically speaking, most relationships aren't meant to last a lifetime. Although there may be one that is the one for you, which is why we call it the one. So it's essential to plan ahead and not give the other person too much power that they may use against you. And you never know how they'll use it. For example, being in a toxic relationship with a narcissist may cause your partner to sympathize with you and feel sorry for you. But when he believes you hurt him, mistreated him, or whatever, he will remember this and can then tell you that you were most likely the toxic person in your first relationship, even if this is completely wrong. 2. Things you don't love about them. You probably don't love everything about them, just as you probably don't love everything about yourself. That's reasonable, but it's something you should definitely keep to yourself. No one is perfect. And there may be times when you want to bring up some of the little things you don't like about your partner. However, if your partner is generally wonderful and you can live with minor flaws, it may be better to remain silent, especially if you believe it could hurt his or her self-esteem. It is not worth causing emotions of uneasiness for your partner for the sake of complete honesty. 3. Your financial situation. Your financial status is personal and private, and you should not discuss it with someone you're dating, especially early in the relationship. Money may cause stress and power dynamics in a relationship, so it's necessary to set limits around it until you feel comfortable discussing it. 4. If you come from a wealthy background, don't say anything that implies you come from a wealthy family. If others know you are wealthy, they will view you differently. That's exactly how it is. And the thing about relationships is that they can affect whether someone wants to be with you or not. The extent to which money can play varies from person to person, but it still influences people, not because there are obvious advantages to being with someone who has such a background, and it's difficult to see how it can't come into play. No matter how much they claim they don't care and that they just care about you, it's never true, because that's simply how people are. For centuries, men and women have been getting married for prestige, and the day you break up after being in a relationship, they will fight harder over any financial issues because they will always have the thought in the back of their mind that you are financially better off than them. 5. Never make comparisons to an ex-boyfriend. Comparing someone to an ex is both insulting and disrespectful. As a result, you should avoid comparing the current person to an ex, and you should avoid even mentioning the ex. Some individuals do it because they lack social skills, but occasionally a woman does it unconsciously to create an illusory competition between him and an idealized picture of an ex. Perhaps she remains connected to the past and wants her current man to be like him, or it is a cautious behavior of always placing people in competing settings so that they can prove their love to her. It's harmful in all circumstances, which is why you should avoid any type of comparison with an ex. 6. Anything you just tell yourself to get yourself off the hook. If the main reason you feel obligated to tell your partner a certain piece of information is to relieve your emotions of guilt or any other sentiments, you should probably keep it to yourself for the time being. Melanie Schilling, a social scientist and dating and relationship specialist, told HuffPost Australia that telling your spouse a secret to make yourself feel better is a selfish reason. Consider it further, discuss it with someone else who may already be aware of the details, and then decide whether it is something you want to share or not. 7. Don't be the one who asks if you two will ever meet again. In other words, don't show your cards. Many women are unaware that dating and even relationships are a game. As a result, you must be somewhat strategic in your approach. Men you meet on dates are not your friends. They owe you nothing and are indifferent about how you feel unless they decide to create something with you. Until then, you should treat them as you would a stranger and not confide in them. Sorry for the lengthy introduction, but I needed to set the record straight. Women, as they say, are the gatekeepers of sex, while men are the gatekeepers of relationships. If he doesn't come out and say he wants to see you again, that means he doesn't. To summarize, while it is crucial to be open and honest in your relationships, there are some things you should never reveal to a man. Your financial status, previous relationships, and anxieties are all personal and private, and it's crucial to set boundaries around these things until you feel comfortable discussing them. You may guarantee that your relationship is founded on trust, respect, and mutual understanding by keeping these secrets to yourself. Well, there you have it, 7 secrets you should never tell a man. Hope the video helped. Thanks for watching.